right, everybody, welcome back to Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. I'm Jordan Centry here with my co-host, and we got coffee again. It's the daytime.
Yeah, it's coffee session. This is a brunch.
I like it. It feels like a very productive podcast episode.
Should we discuss the quarterly earnings?
Yeah, right. It's like something like that.
I'll do the minutes.
Mine are 0.
Oh, I hate that I laughed at that.
Thank you.
What is not at 0 is our ticket sales for the Thre's comedy tour at the Cain Center for the Art. Tickets are still moving, and they're still available as well. So make sure if you're in Cornelius, North Carolina, or surrounding areas, check us out March 10th. Those tickets are available at CainsArt.org. CainArts.org.
Yeah, it's not just one guy named Cain who has some art. Cain's art.
Although that sounds better, actually.
Also, if you have a really good laugh, come to the show. We're going to be recording it.
We are.
Yes, we are.
For many purposes, but we're all going to get sort of, hopefully, some degree of a mini special out of this that we can really use. We're going to get, like, the audio. We got Adam Canavo and Canavo Studios is going to be taking care of that. So it's a big deal. All of this is a really big deal. So come and laugh and get your laugh on this.
Get your laugh on.
I feel like
okay.
it's a.
You're gonna let that go? Get your laugh on.
I don't care. I feel like people just automatically say tickets are moving, right? That's just like a thing.
Right.
They really are.
Yeah. No, we're not making this up.
Like I'm like so excited about the number of tickets we've already sold.
Right.
Like if it stopped now, it'd be like. Great, but don't stop now, please.
Yeah. Don't sell your tickets back. But keep coming to the show.
My goodness,
yeah,
I'm excited.
Feels good. And it's also great that this is like the first stop of the 2026 tour because we have another stop. Can we say it in September?
Yeah, we're
going to be Virginia. We're coming back.
Virginia.
Wytheville.
That's right,
Virginia.
Wytheville. I have performed at that venue before.
Oh, that's the one you were at?
Yeah,
oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Yeah, the Millwall Theater. They got. I was just there, literally driving from one show to the other. This, 2 days yesterday. Shit, and it's great. It's a great, cute little downtown. I went to the Skeeter's world famous hot dogs.
Oh dear,
and I had a hot dog there. This is a real
Skeeter,
big.
Huh?
I went and I got pictures. Yeah, Skeeter's, and there's a Skeeter sauce. We don't have to dive into it, but we're gonna have a hot dog when we're there. We're gonna do it. It was very good.
Skeeter sauce.
What's that taste like?
Let's go dive into it.
World famous, not Virginia famous, not East Coast famous.
It is
world famous.
All one of us know about it.
Yeah, I was about to say,
It's established in 1925. I got all the details, guys. All right.
Did you? Okay. Let's.
You
when you went there, did you like? Jason, you're like the kind of guy who like you'll go somewhere, and I don't think it's every time you go anywhere, but sometimes you're just like you're on, and you just like meet everybody and talk to everybody and like is that what happened that day?
Yeah, I took a picture of the Skeeter dog.
That is not appealing. I'm sure it's good, but that picture. Did you do that? Did you do the whole "Hi, I'm Jason, and I want to talk to you guys about stuff" thing?
Of course
you did.
I used to do a thing where I did.
How many people did you talk
to? A couple people. I went there, and then I went to another place. I got food, and the place is adorable, man. That's I like to do that. You go to a little town and you just kind of go and meet people and be like, "Hi, yes."
The Quality Inn was fine.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. That's all I know is the Millwall, which is great, and the Quality Inn, which is
quality
named incorrectly.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I wonder if we'll get the hotel. It's Edith Wilson Historic Hotel.
That sounds great.
It's right across the street from Skeeter's world famous hot dogs, and it looks like it's definitely haunted. So we probably should go there.
So Jason's moving to Wytheville, Virginia. It sounds like.
Right next to it is the Grind. There's a really nice little coffee shop there in case you want to get some work done. I'm on the tourism board of Wytheville.
Clearly, Clearly. You signed up.
You are pronouncing it right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That is correct.
I think you taught us that actually.
I was
saying Wytheville until you corrected us.
It's in the dressing room. They have a little thing that says "Welcome to Wytheville" and then in parentheses "with-ville."
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
It's cute.
They had in the town they have country music playing and all the speakers in the downtown.
Wait, they have music. There's music piped into the whole downtown.
Yeah, at least in a good portion.
That is some Anytown USA type shit.
I don't even know how to feel about that. Honestly.
Yeah, that should make you nervous.
Yeah, it does.
Spartanburg has that. Is it Spartanburg? Spartanburg has that too. They've got this part of the town where they
that's
music.
Weird. Like having one soundtrack for a whole part of town.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm starting to notice there's a trend. Like just how I set y'all up for racism. Yeah, y'all set me up to feel uncomfortable. Some of the towns we go to on these tours.
Yeah, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, but no, we speaking of comedy shows, man, we've had like a couple busy weekends of comedy, so I definitely want to talk about that. Before we do, though, I do just want to say all the people listening right now, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah,
follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you follow podcasts at. Subscribe, like the episode, all of that really helps us get discovered in the algorithm.
Mash that like button.
There it is. Go. I was waiting for it the whole time.
And we got a good episode coming up for y'all, man. We're going to talk about the BAFTA Awards. Looks like we're probably talking about SNL, Scream 7. I'm going to talk about Scream 7. Nobody else does. But yeah, I want to start with some comedy, man. And, Jason, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, you had a pretty big, pretty important weekend out in Raleigh.
I did. And I wanted to talk about, just because I say this a lot to whoever we're talking about comedy-wise, young comics, like newer comics, whatever it is. In my opinion, the way that I manage the longevity of this, the highs and the lows, is that I think every year there are a handful of shows that make the whole thing worthwhile, right? So many shows that we do just maybe aren't great. They're we've done these certain rooms so many times. Then there's a couple
closed
shows.
malls.
We've closed malls. We sure did. And this weekend was like top tier, one of the best shows. I think it was probably the best show that I've been on ever.
Yeah.
Anthony Jeselnik, he was at Goodnights,
who is just one of the best, one of the greats. Yeah.
And he couldn't have been better. He could not have been a cooler hang, a nicer, generous guy in talking about comedy and talking to me. And Jane Vecchio was the host. And
that surprises me 0%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's one, I feel like a lot of the this probably applies more broadly than comedy, but a lot of the comics who you'd think would just be like too cool.
Yeah.
Who would just be like, I'm hot shit, whatever.
Right.
They're not usually. They're not. The ones who on stage have a sort of like aggression or, just like it's the people who all the like edgelord people like, new or maybe not newer comics who just like to go up there and make jokes about, just trying to be offensive, whatever.
Sure.
They act how people might think someone like Anthony Jeselnik would act.
Yeah.
Right. But
it's
then
really
you go, no. He's actually super nice and cool and professional and decent. And that's how you can actually do comedy. If you're going to do comedy that is in that sort of ballpark, I would never call him an edgelord at all, but he does push, he has.
Yeah, I've learned a little bit more about it. It's absurdity.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Comedy.
It's absurdism. Yeah. That's exactly right. And you're only going to be good at that if you're actually a decent person.
Yeah. And I think very smart.
Yeah. Yes.
That's one of the things.
Oh, yeah.
It was 5 minutes with him. I was like, oh, you're usually the smartest person in the room.
Again, that surprises me 0%. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got to do that and so jealous.
Yeah, it was, 6 sold out shows. He did 5, so usually 1 show Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Sold those out almost immediately.
And remind me, you were featuring?
I featured, yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, dude. And he was given 25 and 30 minutes.
Wait, hold on. What you think? This is NC's funniest. You think they gonna make him host? Nah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I would have. That's the funny part.
I know you would. No, we all would have.
I drove to Raleigh the other night at 1 day's notice to host at the Improv. So
yeah, that's what we do. Right?
Yeah,
that's the thing. So he just, above and beyond what we thought it would be. And you're exactly right. It's this counterintuitive thing where all these people that, young comics, think they're going to be great.
Bill Burr would be another example, I think.
Yeah, but he was fantastic. Yeah. I met him one time. He was
that's what I'm saying.
Been like cooler.
Yes.
And and Anthony's like absurd comedy. He was super generous, like I said, with all of his time. The hang was super easy. I can't like express enough how that's how you do it. To me, in my opinion, that is how you treat other people. That's how he treated the staff, how people wanted to meet him after. Yep. He didn't do meet and greets, but there were specific requests that came through, and he was super generous about it. He was generous about Jane and I like bringing friends into the green room, right? And like I said, and his comedy was fantastic. He's doing like this year tour in clubs before he goes back in the theaters.
Nice.
I mean, and he's anyway, I could go on. The shows themselves were freaking amazing, guys. I mean, it was what sold out 350 people.
Yeah.
The crowds were absolute comedy fans. They just, I mean, they loved everything, man. They were just so into it, and I mean, you couldn't be bad. You know what I mean? Right. You still had to be good at it. But I got like literally hundreds of followers as a result of
hundreds.
Amazing.
Holy shit, dude.
It was just, I mean, you want to talk about, I'm floating around the last few days, and then you do other shows.
And then you do. I mean, that's because we did. Do we talk?
I don't know how much we want to say, but we did a show.
Well, I mean, I made this joke on stage at this show, so I just,
let's do it. I think it's fine.
So Jason and I last night did a show that was literally in a mall. But the doors were like locked. I couldn't get in.
Like the mall was closed.
The mall was closed, but the lights were all the way on. I mean, it was in a food court.
Yeah,
we were literally in a food court, and Jason, you had just done the Anthony Jeselnik weekend,
like the weekend
and
before.
I had just done a board teacher show that was sold out, 1,500 people, and going and doing that, and no shade on that show. It was fun, it was great, but it is like, it's exactly what you're talking about. Like, you have these small weird shows throughout the year, and then you have these highlights, and it really is.
And managing that, it's psychologically, like really managing that is really important.
Sorry. I was thinking about that last night, actually, because, like, I think that there's a point, I think all three of us have crossed past the point where we would be in our heads about a show like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, whereas last night, I think both of us, we went there, we did the show, we said, cool.
Yeah.
And we went home. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, there's no... It's just not a concern anymore to do a show that's a little tricky or a little weird or a little bit. You're just like, whatever.
Where no matter what you do, like, it's not usually the reaction that you're used to getting and things like that.
Right,
it's just like, there's awkwardness to it, but you're right. It's like,
fine.
It's totally fine.
It's just like, this is what I do.
And then we talked to people after the show, and they had a great time.
Yeah,
and everyone was super nice. And it's like, managing those expectations, I think is critical in maintaining any longevity,
and it's something that comes in time too. Because I mean, every show was the stakes were through the roof. Period. For years.
Like, do you ever feel like you would get to the point to where? Because I feel like there's a certain level to where, like, the scale tips. Like, if you do so many like great shows on a regular basis, if you end up and the show is something that you don't expect, like it's worse than you expect, you might scoff at it.
I mean, possibly
scoff at it, and that's all. You mean internally?
Do you mean be upset?
Yeah, maybe be upset about. Maybe even like complain backstage. I mean, you're still going to do it. You're not going to be unprofessional about it, but
maybe. I mean, if you're doing sold out theaters, 50 to 150 times a year or more, and then you like absolutely eat shit in a bar or whatever. That would I think probably you'd have enough perspective at that point to be like, whatever. But it probably would feel weird because you would just, by that point, you probably forget what that feels like.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm always going to quote Chris Rock. He did, I can't remember which documentary it was. He said, I bombed today. He's like, but bombing to me doesn't sound like what you think it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just him knowing that the stuff that normally hits big isn't quite hitting the same way.
Right.
And then he can make adjustments and that kind of thing. I don't think him and Chappelle and these guys, I don't think it's possible. They don't blank.
I don't think it's possible for them to like.
I mean, Chappelle talks about on one of his specials how he was like literally couldn't get anything out of him, and they were mad at him. But I
I've seen it. Y'all have seen that video, right?
Not of him.
Yeah, like I remember, like when he first came back from Africa.
I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, it is what happened, but
it does sound.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm glad I didn't react to it. Yeah, Jonathan.
When he first came back,
I have no apologies.
When he first came back, I think he was getting back. There was a video of like, the audience started like booing him.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the? I mean, I do remember. I remember sort of everyone kind of turning on him a little bit.
Yeah.
I do remember that just sort of like over, like culturally, whatever. Unfairly, but like, what was he saying? Was his material weird?
I think it was more of like, the material just wasn't like quite there, and I think it was like a big stretch of it not being there, and like I think the audience just got fed up.
So he ate. You said they
They booed him. Yeah, it was on. I saw that on YouTube. Like, yeah,
what
years.
What was the?
So I'm gonna jump in because to me this feels like extenuating circumstances. He had, for all the many reasons that's been discussed, why he left the show, why he went there. So he wasn't performing on shows. He was just coming back to do this.
He was going through some shit too.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like there's two things I think that were kind of the crossroads there. One is he wasn't really doing this very much. He wasn't doing stand-up.
Sure.
He was doing a show for years. I don't know how much stand-up he was doing. He had this hiatus. He came back and took a bigger swing than he was ready for, and the expectation of the audience that this guy being one of the best to ever do it, especially present day, those two things feel like that's what happened.
And walking into the room probably already having a bit of edge of like, what is this guy's deal now?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
What is going on with this guy?
Right, there was some murkiness
so it's a mix
about
of
him.
Expectations and maybe already some negative feelings, maybe.
Okay, so
maybe.
that's fair. I guess what I would say is that basically I think there's no level where you're like completely safe.
I would agree, yes.
I think that's what I meant. Because another example that I think of is we all are familiar with this, like Bill Burr performing in Philadelphia. And how he got him back on board, but maybe a slightly lesser comic that would have went terribly if he.
He got him back on board, but the way he did that was by ruthlessly.
That's what I'm saying. He kept pushing on, and somebody else that maybe was less confident would have folded maybe in that situation.
So here's something else I learned about that just recently, because he was on Smartless. I listened to the Smartless podcast. That was pretty early in his career. That was when he was just getting like those kind of stages and
big
stuff.
Big
so
shows.
I think Bill Burr today isn't the same guy that he was then, which is something I just learned about. It's like, so he was even younger and like more green, so that was even a bigger swing. That level of ballsiness is
his it is. And his like personal journey, whatever, is really fascinating. Like I've heard some interviews with him about how he's just like, I'm just a better person now. Like it's been like in the last few years too that he's like, he talked about one thing he talked about, he's on the Pete Holmes train. He talked about doing mushrooms and stuff like that, and how he's just chilled him out, like all that. But he's an interesting about an interesting
by the way
guy.
I want to go back to a little bit because we were talking about Anthony Jeselnik, and you hit on something that irks the shit out of me all the time. Every comic, and just there's a young guy who was on one of the shows recently where they lean into this idea that comics are damaged. They're kind of scurfy, like
gonna show up late,
losers, gonna be late, all that kind of shit. That bothers the shit out of me, because if you look at 95% of the comics who are successful, they may present some version of that. Some persona.
It's the difference between persona and who you are.
These people are hardworking. They're like, honestly, this is going to sound corny like Journey, but like brave in some of the shit that they're doing. They're really putting their necks out. The people who are good are actual professionals. And this idea that they're not is very, very frustrating to me. I look at Anthony Jeselnik. There's a guy wore a jean jacket on stage. That dude is incredibly smart and incredibly efficient and professional at what he does. He is he's a tactician on every aspect of what he's done. 3 Netflix specials, TV shows. It's just very frustrating when I hear that.
That makes me think, my favorite thing I've ever heard about that, I can't remember, I think it may have been Pete Holmes. Somebody was talking about, and they put it just in one sentence. They said Kurt Cobain took meetings.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Kurt Cobain was in meetings.
Right. I like that.
That kind of sums it up, right?
It's not what it's like. The average person, it's not what you think.
Well, and so I would even add to that and say maybe even the average comedian is not what you think. When you think about what an average comedian is, like a lot of people might have been drawn. Well, I won't say a lot of people, but I think a lot of people might have came into this thinking that it could just be a whatever thing, and didn't really. They underestimated how much professionalism plays a role in actually being successful in doing this.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of the people, and I kind of don't care really who I impugn on this, but it's like, you want to hang out and smoke weed and get drunk at the bar and have it be your social life. All right, so you're a hobbyist. You are you're just trying to hang out. So this idea that you're a comedian and that you've got aspirations in that, well, change that shit, and then I'll take you serious.
I also I'm
on my soapbox over here. I didn't realize.
Can I throw one? Stop putting comedian in your name. we know it's a comedy show.
Yeah, that's. I wasn't ready to talk about that, but I don't disagree. I don't remember what point I was going to
Oh,
make.
damn, I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
we're good.
Yeah. I will. This my last thought on it is not that I'm like I'm not bigger, better, or anything like that, but I just feel like more people. You would do better if you weren't like. Don't be shitty online. Be a professional. Mm-hmm. Everything you say and do reflects on your career and your persona and what you're doing. So just like put your head down and work hard. I don't know.
What was the?
Don't let me tell you how to be.
Another. I don't keep bringing up Pete Holmes, but it's a Pete Holmes Bill Burr thing. Pete Holmes did a show really, really, really early in his career, and Bill Burr was there, and after Pete went up, Bill Burr comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, you did," complimented him. It was just like, "Hey, you did really well, whatever." And Pete got really excited about that and wrote him an email. He cringes about it now.
Yeah.
He wrote him an email like, "Hey, you have any advice?" Like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And what Bill said back to him was, he said it was just 3 sentences. Keep your head down. Don't be a dick. You'll get in.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's literally, I think you've brought it about me before. It's like, I'm going to walk the line. I'm not trying to get in anyone's business. I'm not trying to get anybody looking into my business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to plug away. You're not going to get me into an internet battle with anybody.
No, most political man in Charlotte.
Yeah, man. I don't want everybody knowing how I feel.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm very strategic on who I tell and what people know about.
Do you guys hesitate to call yourself, in the context, I think we all feel fairly comfortable calling ourselves comedians. Mm-hmm. But if someone asks what do you do? Or whatever, do you guys have any hesitation saying I'm a comedian?
I don't.
It depends on where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's because this isn't my main source of income.
Yeah.
So I don't really push that as the forefront. I can understand for you because you're more of a creative. Your income comes from one creative industry or another, right? Yeah. So I can understand why you would lead with that. For me, this is I can't live off of this.
I'm kind of with you too. I think what I'll usually do is I'll say my day job, which right now in between things, but I'll say that, and then I'll say, and I also do, or my other part of my job, or whatever. I'll say I do stand up comedy. I feel more comfortable saying that right now than I'm a comedian.
And the question was, what do you do, and not what do you like to do? Is that?
Well, I think either way
it changes it for me, because if you lead with what do you like to do, I don't want to sound boring. I think if you get asked that and you leave with your job, that's boring.
Oh, what do you like to? Yeah. What do you like to do? I'm definitely not going to talk about working for AI companies that are destroying the world. Yeah, right. That's not what I like to do.
But there's some people, I feel like a large group of people, that's the first thing that they lead with.
I don't get that.
Their job identifies them.
Of all the daily conversational bummers in the world, someone who absolutely loves, I'm all about someone who loves their job, but if the job that they love is your day job or my day job, you know what I mean? That just makes me sad to hear that. Yeah. I'm glad you're passionate, I guess, but gross.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing, I like my job. There's nothing wrong with liking your job.
Sure.
But yes. It's sad.
But if that's your if that's your deal,
that's weird.
What's your deal?
But I think that's not as uncommon as we think it is. I think a lot of people just work and go out to the bars and drink, and that's kind of it. They don't really have anything that they're proficient.
You know what phrase I hate? What do you do for a living?
Yeah.
I'm
that's fine.
What I do for a living, I'll tell you what I do so that I can outside of that live.
Yeah, live to work, not
do
work to
for
live.
a living. Gross.
Yeah.
I think part of why people answer that is because we spend so many hours a day.
That's right.
Every day, every week.
You're right.
40-hour work week.
It's that's what you do mostly.
No, you're right.
Which is awful. Yeah. That system is kind of feels a little broken to me. But you're right. I haven't worked a real job.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Yeah.
Almost never. So I say comedian because for the first time I made more in comedy than I did in my.
See, there we go. Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
That's your day job.
Yeah, you've checked it.
It's not
you've cleared it
daytime, but that's your day job.
Yeah. It feels great.
Yeah. So staying on comedy, and especially talking about your last point of like professionalism and like getting you through doors. While you were out in Raleigh, and I guess you were in Myrtle Beach, I was right here in North Carolina, Kannapolis. Actually, we'll start with that one. Now I'll work backwards.
Yeah, Jason was also in North Carolina.
In Virginia, in West Virginia.
Well, I'm sorry.
I thought you said. It doesn't matter.
No, it was that same
being
weekend.
a dick.
You're right. You're right. I meant more so like general 704.
The whole point was me being a dick.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah. Well, I mean that doesn't change anything.
I know.
Normal.
It's a normal dynamic.
But Jason, since he couldn't do a show in Kannapolis, he referred me to it. So I got to open for this comedian named Thre, who apparently was the voice of a character on Grand Theft Auto 5.
Really?
Nice. Yes.
Dude, that's
amazing. Awesome. I was so jealous of that.
That is the first thing I would tell anyone when I met them.
She has her.
What?
Her.
No, them. Like,
oh, God, my bad.
If it was
right.
me,
I'm sorry.
I would say that anytime I met anyone, I would be like, "Hi, good to meet you. I was a voice on Grand Theft Auto 5." I would lead with that.
But that's what she has people that come to her shows for that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's that. Wow, I didn't know that.
She's done other things. Like she's been on The Office, which I'm sure is probably a bigger credit nationally. But for me, I was want the Grand Theft Auto credit.
I love that meme, by the way, of we got fill in the blank before we got GTA 6.
Oh yeah, that's
you guys seen that?
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
No, you're fine because you made me think about those memes. There was a good one I saw the other day. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, she couldn't have been nicer. Couldn't have been nicer.
Like a pro, right?
Yeah, such a pro, man, and like just great time working with her. Great time performing at the theater, the Swanee Theater in Kannapolis. Nice looking.
Yeah,
very nice looking theater. Sold like over 100 tickets, so she had a great audience. Excellent. Her audience was like, it was like one of those shows that like you could just really tell you a joke and let the laughter roll.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was about to say. Is there is no feeling like a theater.
It's amazing, dude. It feels like a layup because like
it totally feels like a layup. Your whole set, you could do 3 fucking jokes. That's what I'm saying.
I got to maybe
set.
half of my like plans.
Because like you'll get 30-second laughs.
Yes,
it's wild, dude. It's wild.
Yeah. So they were amazing. I should have sold merch that show. I really should have, but missed opportunity. But anyway, see, that's why comedy ain't my day job yet. I gotta do better. But no, she couldn't have been nicer, man. And she definitely said, like, next time, she's in the Carolinas, love to work with me again. So that's that's the power of like being professional. Other comedians will refer you because they can trust you too. So
that's right.
Please take
that's exactly right. And to point out, so I was referred by somebody else to her. So this like flow of like recommendations, comics, be cool, be a good hangout of comics, because that's how you get work.
That's where that thing that y'all know Emma Wellman.
Name kind of sounds familiar.
She's a New York comic, and I met her when I was at the Stand the most recent time, and we were all talking about stuff, and I felt totally fish out of water. They were talking about like, "You're gonna do JFL this year?" Yeah, I don't know, that kind of thing. And anyway, like, so I was just listening much more than I was talking, and
that's a good move.
Yeah, and
not for you, for anybody.
Yeah, and they were talking about like, I don't know if it's worth it to do fill in the blank that I would sell my soul to do, and Emma said. She said, well, nothing is everything, but everything is something. And I was just like, boom. That's huge because so like any show
that's right
could lead to something else. And you may never even know that show led to something else. And also, I think the first part of that is actually for me right now even more important. Nothing is everything.
Yeah.
Because I think I have a tendency to put so much weight on the, on like, the board teacher shows, on when I get to go to the Stand, like all that stuff. I put way too much on it, and invariably I leave feeling, a little disappointed. Like, oh, it's over now, and I didn't all of a sudden become famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
So like maintaining both parts of that, I think it's so simple, but like just hearing it said that way, I was just like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's such a good perspective.
Yeah, it's so true. And that's because while y'all were out performing at the mall in Burlington,
which was something.
Yeah.
Everything is something.
I was in Greensboro because I opened for Jackie Fabulous at the Greensboro Comedy Zone. And she told me the story of it was a comedian she knows in New York, and he got the opportunity to do like the reboot of like Def Comedy Jam or something. It was like one of those like classic comedy shows, right? And he made this post on Instagram saying like, man, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm looking forward to it. And so he went, he filmed it, apparently had a great set, and they never aired it.
Oh my God.
And that would crush me. But to your point, that's the game.
Right.
That's how it goes sometimes.
And keeping that perspective in mind is how you move on from something, a huge disappointment like that. You'd say, listen, that, and you can even say that was still something.
Yeah.
That could still, who was what? The people in the room were the people putting on the reboot of Def Comedy, or whatever. So like, you're getting something out of that.
I was about to say, I would hope at the very least he still got the recording for his own personal.
I would imagine, and I would imagine there's people who saw.
Maybe not. Yeah, you're right. You're
right. For something like that, yeah, maybe not. But people saw him do really well in that setting, and I'm gonna bet at least a few of the people in that room were people who can do some stuff.
Oh, has to be. Has to be.
There's something about keeping the perspective. Like, don't let the highs get too high. Don't let the lows go too low. I mean, every time I see a comic who's post something on like Instagram or Facebook, like, yo, I've been grinding, I just can't get this and that, and there's this almost desperation, and you guys got to keep working hard. Every time I see it, I'm like, you be careful, man. You're about to burn yourself out.
What kind of what? I'm going to give you guys an example, and I wonder if you guys have them as well, like of pretty big like disappointments that you maybe have or haven't really moved on from. And I'll give you mine. I'm not going to say who it is, but there's someone who's like pretty, like fairly famous, not just for stand-up, but who's really good at stand-up too, who I've worked with twice. I've done weekends with them, opened for them twice, and then they came back.
Oh, I know who this is.
And I reached out, and they didn't say we don't want you, but they said, or their manager rather said, this comic is actually gonna not be having an opener this time, and like that doesn't feel great.
Yeah, sure. But
I also think that I'm like, I'm not anybody, but like, just have been doing this long enough that didn't crush me.
Yeah.
It hurt a little bit, and it made me feel like, oh, I must have done something wrong, and like I actually can think of what it might have been actually. Okay. And that's a bummer. But I was like, okay, I took a moment, was bummed about it, and then I was like, that's all right. Yeah. Nothing is everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, you haven't. Do any examples of something like that come to mind for y'all?
Yeah.
Jason, you go first. I think I might.
Yeah. So this was probably it was right around COVID, 2019 or 2020, somewhere in there. Kenan Thompson's competition show came through, so I won that here. It was me and Christian Johnson.
Yeah.
Right. And the way that works is you get to be the winner. If you get enough votes, then you get to go to SNL.
Caroline's?
No, you get a show. It may be
which I think is closed now, unfortunately.
It is.
But, yeah.
You get a show. You got a show at Caroline, showcase show, but you also get to go to watch SNL be filmed and go to the after party.
Nice.
And that was a huge deal. And the year before, it was a year or two before.
Yeah, it was.
Will Jacobs got to go, and I came in second. And I didn't get to go.
Right,
this one I won, and I was like excited about it. Well, COVID happened.
Yeah, I'm remembering that now.
And so it's really interesting. COVID happened.
That was
so there
weeks
was
before. That was because I was on that too, and I did not win.
Yeah, it was great. I was super excited. I was like, SNL is like has been one of my favorite things. And then COVID happened, and then like communication stopped. But here's the part that was actually frustrating about it. And this is I didn't have enough gusto. I didn't have enough because Christian Johnson, in the middle of COVID, continued to reach out to them, and they invited him up to SNL to do the whole thing.
That's
a
good lesson.
But it's a great lesson, but it's also very frustrating. That
of course.
He didn't like. I don't know why I wasn't included in that. He had a little more hustle, and so he made that happen. But I'm like, what? Like, it just seemed very unfair, just from their perspective. I think they dropped the ball, but also. That for me was like a big deal, and I let it slip through my fingers. And that's a bummer.
I think this is
big time bummer, if I'm honest.
Yeah, for sure. I think Christian Johnson specifically and I absolutely mean this as a compliment, and I think you would understand that. He makes some moves sometimes that now I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
But like before he kind of blew up, he makes some moves here and there where I look at it and I go, I don't know about that. And I was wrong.
Okay. Tell me more. I'm curious.
I mean, no, I don't really want to be that specific.
Okay.
Because I think it might sound bad even though it's not.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like,
different people, different comics make, you know what I mean? I can understand.
Yeah,
that, we're not all going to do the same thing
that's
as
an example.
else.
Just like the sort of reach out.
Yeah.
And like
it goes against my personality.
Totally
that.
same.
Yeah.
And Christian specifically has been instructive to me in that way. I'm like, you did. That was right.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Like
in that instance, he played that perfectly. He did everything right,
Yeah.
and I didn't. And that's a huge regret that I have that I didn't take advantage of. What an incredibly just that opportunity is just what I in my brain I'm like that'll never happen again. I'll never have that opportunity again. That may not be true, but that's a one where I'm like I got regrets.
It's clear that I'm giving a compliment to Christian,
man.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You're good.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna send this.
You
to
got
him,
one?
No, I do, and you made me think of it because mine is pretty much that.
Yeah.
Because I also did that competition.
Yeah.
It was like post-COVID, and what happened was for me, I won. I got critics, judges' choice and audience choice.
Oh,
I was
nice.
number one.
Dude, that's amazing.
Across the board.
Good work.
Right? And Sean something, whatever that guy's name that was producing for it, he either got fired or quit a month or two after. So the whole
God.
system of the comedians, they stopped the shows, they never did the one they were supposed to do in Raleigh.
So the whole
nothing else
infrastructure
the whole thing fell apart. The system as we knew it got axed. And I was so disappointed because I feel like I'm a good comedian. I have good sets on a regular basis, but I really caught fire that night.
Yeah.
To be in that room because Ray Money was there and there was some of Charlotte's best and people from South Carolina came up and there was in a room full of people and I came out on top. I felt proud about that and it went nowhere. I didn't even get the prize money. I got nothing.
Oh really?
I got nothing, dude. All I got was a 480p recording of my set.
Dude, in 2001 you would have been thrilled about that.
Oh man, 480p, nicely done. That was funny as shit.
So that was
That's the first flat screen TV.
Yeah, right.
That Philips TV.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think that one kind of sits with me because I didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I showed up, I performed, and it just out for something out of my control. I never got anything out of it. So that kind of
Bummer. Let's take a break.
Yeah. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with more Zoning Out. Welcome back to Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. Jordan Centry here, as always, again with my co-host Jonathan Williams,
Comedy,
and Jason Allen King.
Hey, that's me, Jason Allen.
And we were talking about comedy shows, and sometimes things fall apart, sometimes things don't quite go according to plan. And Jonathan, are you familiar with the BAFTA Awards?
I am. It's the British one, right?
The exactly.
British
it's like the
BAFTA
British
Awards.
It's like the British Oscars,
right.
And I know some of you listeners may not have never heard of BAFTA Awards, and there's no reason to feel out of the loop because yes, they are the British Oscars, and we don't really give a damn about the Oscars either. So why would you know about the BAFTA Awards, right? Yeah. But yes, so Michael B. Jordan and
I know something happened. That's all I know. I didn't catch. I know exactly what I'm remembering now.
Okay,
Delroy
Lindo and Michael B. Jordan were on stage presenting the award.
I do.
And Tourette's advocate and not Tourette's owner. What would you call? I don't want to call him sufferer. Person with Tourette's.
Oh, what would be the word?
I don't know.
What's the question?
The word for Tourette's haver.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Tourette's advocate and someone who has Tourette's. Whatever. That's
someone who suffers from Tourette's.
Either way, so he has Tourette's and he's a Tourette's advocate. I don't want to mess his name up. I feel like his name is John something.
Yeah, and he made a movie. About that,
it was a documentary about his Tourette's, right?
Specifically.
Now, I do want to say, quick side note. I feel like advocacy doesn't count when it's self-serving. right? Because my thing is like
I don't know if I agree with that.
Like, take this for example. Everybody was body positive before Ozempic. If you're still body positive in 2026, you're just afraid of needles.
I can't.
So I'm saying, I think it's easy.
That's very funny, and you should do it on stage. But I don't think.
So John Davison, the guy with Tourette's, who is also a Tourette's advocate, well, like, are you an advocate or do you just want people to be nice to you?
I mean, I hear you, but I don't.
I'm just saying, I bet money if he didn't have Tourette's, he would not be a Tourette's advocate.
Well, he wouldn't think to be necessarily. It wouldn't occur to him necessarily.
Maybe not, but I'm just saying it feels self-serving. I think we got doctor points.
What's Jordan's segment called? I might get in trouble for saying.
I might get in trouble for saying this.
A little bit.
Am I tripping? It was one of the
might be.
No, because all right. Prime example. You right? You have been. No. This is actually a compliment. You have been on like the anti-ICE support group, whatever you want to call it, right? You support
shout
efforts.
out to Siembra NC.
Yes, shout out
organization I'm part of.
They got a website we can shout out.
Well, Siembra NC on Instagram, probably siembranc.com or org.
Right.
There. In fact, you know what? Go on.
So, what I'm saying is, you are a true advocate in my eyes because you are supporting a cause that would never impact you in a negative way. Yeah. Like that is ICE is something you would never have to be concerned about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I mean.
I mean,
or at the very least, you're at the end of the poem. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, I'm the end of the poem for sure.
So you're saying that Michael J. Fox can't advocate for park?
Well, we gotta dock him a couple points.
Here's my thing.
We gotta dock him a couple points.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Siembra NC is run, I believe, by it's a Spanish word that I can't remember what it means. Yikes! Is run by people who are Latino. Is that?
Listen, I'm just saying.
He just wants to dock him some points.
Yeah, you got to dock him a little bit. It's
boy,
because it's self-serving, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's self-serving.
But it's also serving one person and then 60 million people.
Yes, and them.
And you know what? I'm not safe either. Really, if you think about it, Alex Pretty that's a white ass dude who was at a thing and got shot right in the whole body.
Yeah, you're right. And rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to the woman out in
Renee Good.
And
lots of other people who aren't white who don't get as much attention.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hear your point, and it's not
how this conversation was going to go in my brain.
It's not crazy, but I don't agree. But I hear you. But okay. Anyway.
I don't agree either.
You don't agree?
Nah. I think you might be on your own on this one.
I think the bus is coming to you, and we are out of the way.
I don't know, man. I just think.
But you jumped in front of it.
If you
to
fall
be clear.
in that group, it's not necessarily advocacy as much as it is like a responsibility. Like I feel a duty to support black-owned businesses. All right, I'm black. I feel like some of my money should be going to that. I think it's more impressive if you go to a FUBU or whatever. Like I'm just saying, okay, all right. So like, how about this? How about if the Me Too movement was started by a man? I think that would have been more powerful. Because although it affects men and women, it affects women. I'm not on board with that.
I'm not either.
If a man would have stepped out and said, well, "Hey, as men, we need to do better. This is the movement."
Well,
I think that would have been.
No,
that could still be powerful. It's just not.
It is powerful.
I'm not.
It is powerful.
Okay,
I just think it.
All right. How about this? I'm gonna get real uncomfortable right now. MLK.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Self-serving, but also a great man. But yes, self-serving. If MLK was not black, I don't think MLK would have marched.
So you're more impressed with Bernie Sanders, who was a big part of the civil rights movement,
and also was at Burning Man.
Not a big part. He wasn't a large figure.
He was also at Burning Man.
He was at Burning Man.
You mean Bernie Man?
Bernie Man.
But so you're more because Bernie Sanders. There's pictures of him getting like arrested and beat up and stuff. You're more impressed.
Listen, man, he didn't have to do that. He put himself in harm's way for no reason.
Yeah.
For a cause that does not directly benefit him.
You're like literally a fan of white knighting. Isn't that what that's called?
Yeah,
white
savior.
No,
white savior?
I'm a fan of like you supporting a cause that like you don't feel.
Yeah. I do. There is. I will not go there with you to say more points, but I will say that there is something being an ally, right, is essentially what you're talking about. That is a good and beautiful thing. But
okay, like give me let me give you another one.
Off.
Another protest that I really
I have another
MLK
counterpoint
for supporting was when he supported the sanitation workers in Memphis, Tennessee. Right?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That obviously a lot of them were black,
but he was not. He is not a sanitation worker himself. Right.
Yeah.
So, how about this though? In some ways, in a lot of ways, maybe in all ways, you are risking more if you are of the community you're fighting for, because I go to something and there's a lot less risk for me going to a protest or whatever than there is for if it's about ICE for a Latino person, because they're putting themselves out there and they're already a target and they're going out and being a target and saying, hey, here I am right here.
Okay.
Whereas I'm going with a certain level of shield around me, not invincible shield, but see what I'm saying? So in some ways,
part of the value is because of exactly that.
Right.
But I don't think that
I'm using the privilege.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So really, there's less risk for me. The points that I get is that I don't have to do that for my own well-being, but there's also less risk.
That's fair.
So are you saying this is like the Friends episode where Lisa Kudrow and Ross?
I am sure that's what he's talking about.
I was curious to see where
what are you talking about? I don't know.
So I don't know if it was Ross. So it's Phoebe and maybe Joey or was it Ross? Anyway, Phoebe says
you're proving that show doesn't matter about the characters.
They said, I love that I'm bringing this to the table right now. Essentially,
the whitest show of all time.
Yes, that you can't. Nothing is done without personal gain.
Right.
And there isn't a single. There's nothing you could do that you don't do for
I get
personal
good
gain.
Feelings from and honestly,
and that takes away the value.
And
of
honestly,
it.
I was talking to somebody else who works for this organization, Progress Georgia. He's another comic, Brian Moot. He's great. He's from Atlanta. He's another board teachers guy, and he's trying to get me a job with Progress North Carolina. So, I'm gaining.
Yeah, true. That's fair. I am a little biased when it comes to North Carolina things, so I will say, I'm not going to dock if you support North Carolina.
So the BAFTA awards.
Anyway,
so that was
back
great.
to the BAFTA awards. John Davison, he shouted out the M word while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were presenting an award, I guess.
And go ahead. Sorry.
No.
There's another thing I want to add to that.
Well,
go ahead.
Part of the issue, from what I've read, I didn't read this article, but I've talked with a couple people about it. You know me, I only do headlines. Was that
everyone does.
That the BAFTA folks and the people who did the production of that had him mic'd up and had a hot mic when they were supposedly not supposed to do that until his moment. This was something that apparently...
Why on earth would they do that?
Right. And they did it for other people. They did it for other people who were part of the show. They had their mics cut, and they had an opportunity to cut it out, and they didn't.
They also it was on delay, and they didn't censor it. And you know what they did censor?
Go ahead, because I was
Palestine.
Yeah.
Right.
People mentioning Palestine.
That's right.
They censored that, but not the N word. And wow, showing your cards, motherfuckers.
Yeah. And that was my other point that I wanted to make, because there was in particular one filmmaker. I really wish I remembered his name, but he's a black guy too. And he had a speech at the end, and at the end of it, he said, "Free Palestine." Forgive me. Akinola Davies Jr. said, "Free Palestine" at the end of his speech, and he's a black filmmaker, right? So it's very interesting that other people that made those political comments, they got censored out too. But
so they're pro-genocide and pro-racism.
And so here's the thing.
Okay,
I am clearly not a doctor. All right, I'm clearly not
everyone agrees.
a doctor.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, Tourette's works in the sense of you'll think of the most taboo thing that you could say in that situation, but you don't have the filter or the thing that stops you.
I don't think it's necessarily specifically always the most taboo thing, but I think the N-word is so prevalent and everyone knows about it and how intense it is that that is a natural thing for someone with Tourette's. Yeah.
So with that being said, to be in that room,
so it was truly involuntary.
Yeah. I do believe that.
So and I think everyone gets that.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's been getting some heat, man. He's been getting.
Not everybody gets that, honestly.
Okay.
But that being said, so to be in that room at the BAFTA Awards that are clearly trying to be apolitical, right?
Yeah.
How do we know?
Or should have been.
How do we know Akinola doesn't have Tourette's?
Oh, right. So did you happen to see the SNL sketch that they did?
No.
It's exactly that, and it's amazing.
Wait, the who does
Akinola by saying Free Palestine.
Oh,
I'm joking, but the point is,
yeah.
You wouldn't say that statement because that would be a taboo thing to say in that room, possibly.
Yeah,
from a bunch of powerful.
So
people.
SNL does a sketch, and it's essentially like a direct correlation to this BAFTA thing. And it was like Mel Gibson being like, "I didn't know until years later that I had Tourette's." So everything I said against Jewish people, was that. And the next person was a Real Housewife person who said some shit about Israel or something, and then it was like J.K. Rowling comes on. I didn't know that I had Tourette's because of the trans thing, and the last one was Louis C.K. He was like, my Tourette's comes out of my penis, and it was like I did.
Yeah,
it's
funny, but it's the point they're making. If they are even really trying to make a point, I think is off base. But that is funny, and who cares? Like if it's funny, whatever.
I'm not sure I follow. What do you mean? What?
Well, I think Tourette's is so 100% real, and that is how it works.
Yeah, they're talking about bad people taking advantage.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got you.
That's all that was.
Was it funny, or was it just kind of like,
really
I get it?
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. Yeah, I didn't know all the people. There was one lady I didn't know, but I thought it was good. I thought it's just. They also did a thing on the U.S. hockey teams.
Oh God, that's a whole
and
thing.
I think SNL nailed it because the guy they had on there was in that show, about the gay hockey players.
Oh God, what's it called?
Heated Rivalry.
Heated Rivalry,
which
apparently is great.
Sounds great.
Apparently it's really really good.
Don't let your Instagram followers do that, or not your followers, your anti-followers, I guess.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I want them to know more than anyone.
But they had the two of the main sort of U.S. players. I think it was two of the offensive players, and they had them on first, and it was just so well done because the U.S. men's team couldn't have bricked every aspect of their win. That was exciting. Like go USA, that was awesome. Then they had a party that was so bad they kicked some guys off the team. Trump calls in. They're all laughing at Trump's bullshit statement.
Yeah.
I guess I also have to.
Yeah, the team that has been dominant for
the team
years and years.
Yep.
I mean, one of the hockey players, the goalie, is getting a Medal of Freedom award. The women's goalie is like destroying everyone. Has a better record. Like, just it is not a 1-to-1. There's just people do not see them as equal at all, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
I'm mortified on behalf of men.
You know what? Can I?
It's gross.
And women, you guys understand what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is. It's just you want. Yeah. The just frustration. Not even frustration. Just the like. What are you doing? Of it all in that one? Because I'm gonna. I don't know if I should give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know, but like, I don't think every single person on that hockey team is a hateful. Terrible
5 or
person.
6 of them didn't go to the White House.
Right.
Specifically spoke out against that reaction.
But the number of them that seemed to be totally down with it is just like, what is happening? Like, what are we doing?
I'm only going to give certain percent of like, oh, we're awkward in a situation. Yeah. We don't know what to do.
Yeah,
but come on,
maybe
man.
we shouldn't even because that's what I was saying too. But maybe even not.
It doesn't feel good when you start saying it.
Yeah, maybe even not. It's so just how. I guess what I'm saying is. Even if we go there, which I don't know if I even want to go there, but even if it's like, how do you brick it that hard?
Yeah.
How do you brick it that hard? Like you're gonna hang out with Kash Patel, the weirdest person on the planet. You see him like hitting the table and being like, "Let's go!"
Yes.
Like he's like 15 years old. Like I would leave the room.
Director of the FBI.
Of the FBI. I would leave. I would leave the room.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I would say, fuck you, and I would leave the room.
Yeah, get him out of there.
I would actually love that opportunity, now that I'm thinking about it.
One thing I think we brushed over, to go back to the BAFTAs, was I think a lot of credit's got to be given to Delroy and Michael B. Jordan.
For keeping it together.
Yeah.
Wasn't it someone else, too, as they were walking up? Wasn't there another person?
I just remember them two.
I think it was just they were on stage talking.
Okay.
So,
I just remember them two being on stage. I mean, it's
So what do you guys think about him? About the guy? What's his name again?
Well, again, I want to bring up.
Is that what you wanted to talk about?
No, I want to talk about them and how they managed.
Oh, right.
Can you imagine? Because Delroy Lindo has one of the best clips I've ever seen, and that it was like on some kind of news talk show, or whatever. And the guy and the white guy, right? He's like, oh yeah, something about saying the N-word.
I just realized I was trying to redirect to the white guy.
Yeah.
And Delroy's like, no. You can say it.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that. It's like a news panel program.
Yeah.
It's like we can't. He's like, you can. Come on.
Oh, he didn't say
it.
He didn't say it like that.
He started saying it like he's like
Yeah.
I'm not.
It was very. To me, it was
like,
wonderfully
you
threatening.
totally can.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. I forgot. I don't think I connected that was him.
That's got to be a rough spot. Yeah.
And that was the point I was going to make. So yes, I appreciate their professionalism, but it also is a situation of, okay, I've heard it said by, this other, it's a black YouTuber that I watch, and he kind of describes that other people have described how he is in the office as being very like the peacemaker. Like he's the type of person that like if things get escalated, he'll calm everybody down. Like he's very much like a calm person. And he said that the reason he is like that because he'll get perceived a certain way if he's not.
The quote angry black
exactly
man
yeah because not only that, he's like 6'2", like kind of has
maybe
some weight
have seen that or something like that you're talking about.
And I say it to say, like, I understand what you're saying, but we are sometimes put in situations to where we're not really allowed to have a genuine response.
Because then the whole conversation
goes
shifts
another
to
way.
you.
Yes, exactly.
The victim blaming of it all.
And then at the same time does still make it more impressive that like we kind of have to stay buttoned up as much as we can because it could go a different way if not. But
there's something about like my heart like literally broke when I heard the story. I was like just kind of this helpless feeling of like, man, those guys are literally anytime it was like Chris Rock getting slapped. It's like anytime you're in a tuxedo. I'm serious. You're in a tuxedo and some shit goes down like that where there's a decorum that you have to maintain or you feel like you have to maintain because it is like that's probably the last thing they wanted to do or feel in that moment.
Yeah, of course.
Chris Rock.
They're being celebrated. They're there to celebrate this thing, their art and their passion, and then this other thing comes in and they have to kind of take the weight. They represented black people in that moment, right? They didn't ask for that. Suddenly they're there. I don't know, man. It just crushes me because I like both of those guys so much. Same. I don't know. Not everybody would have reacted that way, I don't think, right?
Jason, can you scroll up a little bit? No. Oh, absolutely not. We know maybe Will Smith wouldn't have. But there is
he
something.
He would have wandered through the crowd and slapped him.
Yeah. Now, there is something.
I think people would have been more okay with that.
You know what?
Maybe not.
It still would have been a split.
Yeah, you're right.
It still would have been a split.
A different kind of split.
Yeah, exactly.
A sort of different kind of split. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely would have still been a split. But something that is
Where'd you want to go?
You can stay right there, I guess, because it doesn't really mention it. Something that is kind of ironic to me, if I'm not messing this up, I think John Davison is also Scottish. And the reason that is ironic, because if you've seen the movie Sinners, the main antagonists are Scottish vampires.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. I did hear.
I had totally forgotten.
There's something that's why he was catching some heat too, where it's kind of like.
So, do we think he should have just not gone to the show?
No, I can't say that.
What do we think about like how?
I'm putting this on the production.
100%.
I think at the end of the day, they're public enemy number one, 100%.
Yeah.
But like him, what do we think? I mean, obviously. It is involuntary. If you know anything about the disease, it truly he didn't.
Well, it's a somewhat of an ableist thought that you're having right now. Like, no, you can't because you're saying he can't be there.
Yeah, it feels kind of like
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, no.
Are we saying hey he should have not gone, or do we think it's just like yes he should have gone because he has he should be. Yeah, treated like everyone else, or do we think it was an unwise decision?
Because I mean, if he didn't say the N-word, most of everybody else, I mean, it would have been somewhat non-issue. Because we're talking about the F word, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
we're talking about the single most loaded word.
Yeah.
Period.
So, no, I think, of course, I mean, give them
loaded
time.
is a mild way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, I'm surprised they don't have why there aren't people doing sign language on all these shows. I don't know why that's.
Do they not?
Should be standard, I would think. I mean, that's why a lot of people have in their TVs.
I feel like
stuff.
it's becoming more. Yeah.
But I think that's a big deal. I have a friend who's like a huge advocate of that.
Only the year when they had Coda or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, there's something about that I feel like is, I don't know, should be kind of commonplace a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if we're going to pretend that we're all inclusive for everything, then we should actually do it.
How do you aside from the production not censoring it and all that, like, was there a better way for that to be handled in the room as well, do you think? Like seating him farther away, which sounds gross to say, but like, well, you know what I mean? Like, or is it just like, let's all understand that what this is, you know, I mean, what is the right move? The production thing, you're right, blew it.
Yeah,
harder than you could even imagine they would have.
I'll use this as an example, right? So I have a nephew who's autistic, right? So he's got many outbursts and loud noises, and his, he has we'll call them meltdowns and things like that. Yeah. I think that there's a little bit of I'll just say 50-50 on part of that is my brother dealing with that as individuals, as a unit, as their family. If he gets to a certain point, we'll get him out of here.
Right.
But if someone were to be like, "You're not allowed to come here,"
right? He'd be like,
exactly.
"Fuck
yeah, burn that place down."
I think I think that's where I'm at too.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit. I think everyone who would be in a restaurant or something like that would understand that autistic kids do this sometimes, and there's a certain level of patience and understanding that everybody should have.
Yes,
there is probably a limit to what kind of outbursts and things like that can sort of change the atmosphere there enough to say, hey, maybe we can. Is there another thing we can do? Can we give you a coupon for a future dinner? Is there any chance? How you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of patience on everybody's side and understanding to make that work as just people.
Yeah,
that's my take.
What do you guys think? Getting outside of the should or should not, what do you think? I wonder if there's a standard way that people with Tourette's, like if they go to a restaurant or whatever, I wonder if there's like a thing they do when they get there to try and like.
That's a good question.
Do they like? I know in I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but that movie Joker. Right, he'll like hand a card to people that says "I laugh involuntarily. It doesn't mean anything. Whatever."
Yeah, I'm sure that my brother lets people know to some degree. Should something if he's especially loud when they go in. You know what I mean?
I am thinking specifically Tourette's though, because that's where ugly language comes out.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I wonder, or is the normal thing just to kind of not go in public? Oh, that's devastating. That's heartbreaking.
So unfair. It would be unfair.
No, I'm not. Again, I'm getting out of the should. I'm getting into the what is the most common way that people handle it, which we don't know the answer to that.
What's their reality?
What is their what's the reality on the ground? Taking out the should or should not of it. I wonder.
I'm sure it's difficult. I know that.
There's this one woman on TikTok who has Tourette. There's more than one, but there's one who is the most known. Mm-hmm. Her name is Balin. It's Balin Out Loud, and I've watched some of her stuff, and it's funny. Like she makes it. She like allows it to be funny. Yeah. And there's this one. It's really interesting. Like her and I'm gonna guess lots of people, maybe everyone who has Tourette's. There's like certain phrases that like they come back to.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I know her.
And I'm just pointing out she's also conventionally attractive.
She is. She is. And you can say that now, but when she started doing the videos, she was like 12. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that you're looking at a picture of her, to be clear, a picture of her as an adult. I just want that. I want that known if anyone's listening and knows who this person is.
Okay, thank you.
But one of her phrases that she keeps coming back to, and I don't know if she knows anyone with this name, but she'll go and she'll like her middle finger will go up and she'll go, "Fuck you, Hunter."
Oh, that's fun.
And it's amazing. Like, and it's funny. Just like punctuated throughout everything she says. It's wild.
Now,
it's amazing.
Interesting.
Before we get out of this, and I guess before we wrap the show, y'all actually did make me think of something interesting. Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan, were they like the first diverse group of people that got on stage that night?
I have no idea.
Because
I don't know
we didn't hear about anything else.
I see what you're saying, because other black people could have gone up before, and that didn't happen.
Other black people, other people of another race, other women. Did he say like the B word when some women are like? I want to know more about the time.
And I wonder if like the I don't know the mechanisms of what happens of the science of Tourette's, but I wonder if there is something about the fact that their film was about race that subconsciously played into it. Maybe. Again, not knowing the science of Tourette's.
No, totally fair. But yeah, it just makes me think that like, okay, I haven't read anything saying that he had other outbursts during that show.
Specifically,
he did
like, racial.
He did when he was with Alan Cumming in the beginning. He had a bunch of tics, but I don't think he said any.
Was he on? He was on stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember why he was mic'd up or whatever, but apparently it was. I don't know. But it's. There's certainly, I mean, not to be shitty, but maybe there's some suspicion, you know what I mean? Some of the stuff lined up in a certain way where it's giving people pause and being like, this felt like just really, really bad timing at best, So, I don't know. That's pretty rough, though. I feel bad for everybody involved, honestly, especially.
Other than the production
especially
team.
the guys who.
Exactly.
And the executives and whoever makes all the decisions about how they do stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, anyway, shout out to Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo.
Were you deciding whether or not to say and?
I was trying to think if there was something else I should throw in there, but
there's and somehow some kind of we're not sure what to say to the guy himself.
Yeah, exactly.
We know your disease is real.
Yes.
I certainly hope that guy's not getting sort of totally lambasted.
Yeah.
In with the notion that was his affliction.
Yeah, that so, literally is.
I mean,
his,
let's all sort of calm down. There's other things that.
He's not the villain. There are villains in this, but it's not him necessarily.
Yeah, the other people who made bad decisions following that are the people who.
How did they not censor that?
Exactly.
They had so much time.
2 hours. Anyway. I hate to end on such a somber note, but we are nearing the end. So,
you guys got any shows?
I was about to say any upcoming shows besides the Three's Comedy
That's the
Tour.
only one I'm pushing.
In Cornelius, North Carolina, March 10th.
Tuesday, March 10th.
Get those tickets
coming up.
CainArts.org.
This upcoming Saturday, Mont Kramer is putting on a show, and I do not know where it is or what time it is, but I'm on it.
Nice.
Good work.
Probably uptown. Uptown Charlotte somewhere.
All right. That's all I got.
All right. I got for this week. Yep.
Everybody, on behalf of Jonathan Williams, Jason Allen King, and myself, stop being self-serving with your advocacy. Zoning out.